Hello everyone, my name is Ayşe Sueda müftüoğlu, and I'm a pharmacy student at Acıbadem University. Today I would like to present my study, which is quantitative analysis of coenzyme Q10 content of nutraceutical from Turkish market. You can see the overview of our study slides. First of all, I want to introduce what is nutraceuticals. Nutraceuticals are dietary supplements that contain bioactive compounds from food sources into non-food area, like capsules, liquids, sachets, and they can promote health or prevent disease, but they are not legally classified as a pharmaceutical drugs. Also, coenzyme Q10 is one of the most famous nutraceutical in worldwide, according to Reisner study. And when we look the general information of coenzyme Q10, you can see two different type of coenzyme Q10. First one is ubiquinone, which is oxidized form of coenzyme Q10, and the second one is ubiquinol, which is reduced form. Also, coenzyme Q10 is vitamin-like compound, but because of its endogenously synthesized human body, we couldn't say vitamin, but it's vitamin-like compounds. The levels of coenzyme Q10 decrease with environmental factors like smoking cigarettes, etc. And also it decreases with the age. And the primary function of it is support cellular energy production and also is a potent antioxidant and anti-inflammatory. And coenzyme Q10 is used for many health conditions, such as it supports heart health, like cardiovascular disease, and also it may help with statin-induced myopathy, according to studies. And also, it can reduce the oxidative stress in diabetes, and it can help in male infertility. But some studies showed beneficial effect on cancer, especially in cancer treatment. It may reduce the toxicity of cancer treatment, and also it may reduce the duration of migraine, not necessarily frequency or severity of attack, but it may reduce the duration of attacks. What is the aim of our study? Actually, the main aim is quantitatively analyze coenzyme Q10 amounts from 10 different products from markets from Turkey. Such as pharmacies, supermarket, and herbalists, and to evaluate product quality based on compliance with the label claims, to check the actual content match the label if the actual content match the label claim. Also, we choose generally accepted range. We choose the international standards, the accepted range 90% to 110% range, according to the study of Alushan et al. When we look at the literature, the studies from many countries show that the label claims are not always accurate, and some products contain too high or too low active ingredients. This can be risky for consumer health, of course. And similar inconsistencies were also identified in coenzyme Q10 products in studies, but in abroad, not in Turkey. You can see in this table, you can see some studies from in other countries and also in Turkey. In the first line, we can see coenzyme Q10. In this column, we see the total amount, total samples. And this part, the compliant amount, and this part is non-compliant amount. For coenzyme Q10, 4 from 13 is non-compliant in Slovenia. And also one of the most famous study, which is Marathon in USA, they have 110 samples, and just 50% is suitable with the range, and 50% is not suitable with their label claim. And also some studies from Turkey, you can see in here. And when we look at our material and method, we collect 10 different products from different sources. 7 from pharmacy, 3 from non-pharmacy, like supermarkets and herbalists. In this table, you can see the names like as a number S1, S2, S3, and some brands specify the type of coenzyme Q10, which is ubiquinol or ubiquinol, but some brands didn't specify, like they just write coenzyme Q10. And you can see amount in here for per unit, and in this column we can see the channel where we buy from, and for non-pharmacy, P for pharmacy. And this part we can see, is there any other ingredient in the products. It can be multivitamin, or it can maybe contain fish oil, etc. In our method, we choose HPTLC, which is high performance thin layer chromatogram. We have two different samples standards. One of is ubiquinone and one of is ubiquinol. To understand any difference can we observe in the method. We use methanol and chloroform for dilution, and we choose hexanethylacetate 8.5 to 1.5 volume to volume as a mobile phase, and we scan at wavelength 282 nanometer according to our result. We will see in here. First result, we try to understand, is there any difference to ubiquinol and ubiquinone. And you can see in here in HPTLC chromatogram there is no significant differences, and also in UV spectra we didn't observe any differences, and we can say that we couldn't differentiate ubiquinone and ubiquinol, and also it's not necessary for our studies because we try to understand total coenzyme Q10 amount for per unit. We made our experiment for 3 parts in 3 batches. In first batch we have S1, S8 and S10. You can see in our calibration curve in here, our correlation coefficient is 99.7, and you can see our UV spectra, and also you can see the peak in here at 282 nanometer. The second batch is S2, S3 and S9. Our calibration curve is in here, which is 99.4, and our UV spectra in here, again there is a peak. The last batch is S5, S7, S4 and S6. Our correlation coefficient is 99.7 and UV spectra in here. As a total result, you can see in this table, the first column, the declared amount, the second column is analytical content, what we find out inside in it. In this part, you can see the relative error. The green samples is suitable with the acceptable range, which is S2, S3, S6, S8 and S10. The other one is not suitable. As a final result, we can say that 50 of them, 5 sample is suitable with the range S2, S3, S6, S8 and S10. 1 sample is below the label claim, and 4 sample is above the label claim, which is S4, S5, S7, S9. As a discussion, only 50% of tested coenzyme Q10 supplement matched their label claims. 40% were over-labeled from declared amount. 10% were under-labeled amount. This indicates insufficient quality control, of course, in the markets. Also raises concern about consumer trust and product reliability. And what is if the products have below the label claim? It may lead ineffective treatment. What if above the label claim? It can result unintentional overdose or its possible interaction with other drugs, and also polypharmacy. As a conclusion, only 50% of coenzyme Q10 dietary supplements analyzed in this study were compliant with label claims. The other 50 is non-compliant. This significant deviation remaining products may compromise efficacy and safety. Under the labeled products risk therapeutic failure. Over-labeled ones may lead by availability or overdose. It highlights it needs harmonized and global regulation and stricter quality control. And HPTLC provides quantitative analysis, and further studies also essential to improvement to market safety. And you can see our references in here. And thank you for your listening.